Hey guys, it's Maria and welcome to Help Me Make It. In today's video, we're going to be making a cute, spooky, cute colored decal. And don't mind this, I'll explain to you later on what happened to kind of get bent up. But that's why it's important to always have new mats and take care of your stuff and don't be a messy crafter. All right, let's get right into it.
All right, everybody. So today we're going to be working with two colored vinyls. I'm not going to really say that it's like a layering project, but it is, but it isn't, but it is. I'm just going to leave it alone because for me, normally it's like layering means you're putting something on top of something else, right? And then this one, we're not putting anything on top of anything else, but we're laying the vinyl down next to each other. So it's going to be called layering for me. That's what we're going to do. And then the second biggest thing is that like people are starting to call these stickers when in actuality I know them and a lot of people know them as decals. So it's like it's a little bit confusing, but I guess it can work. I don't know. So I'm just gonna call these sticker decals and leave it at that. All right, so one of the first things that we are going to want to do is we are going to want to ungroup that project. Right? Because if you saw, let's go back one. So if you saw, it had that little drop arrow, and I did get this image from Design Space. So I'm going to bring that down, right? And then I'm going to highlight the actual whole image, and I'm going to hit that. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because if I were to go forward, right, it's going to make alphabet soup. So let's go ahead and hit back. Right? I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about because I know this happens to a lot of people. We're going to go ahead and hit make. All right. So once we do that, as you can see, it's going to have this here, and then this is going to be a kind of a mess, and we don't want that. Let me show you how to get this perfectly all set so you don't have to worry about anything. All right, so one of the first things that you're going to want to do is you are going to want to hit cancel. That's going to bring you back to your original place. And then you are going to come over here. And if you see like this little thing right here, I guess drop down menu, you can call it. I don't remember the real name for that. We're going to leave it alone. And we're going to hit ungroup. All right, so once you've ungrouped, you are just going to take the one specific color and hit hide. Now, if you weren't sure which color it was, you can always, click on the little eyeball and you will be able to see which one it is. Now that we have this one here together, we are going to grab these two and we're going to hit attach, okay? Now, I'm pretty sure we're going to have to hit attach on the other one, but there has been a lot of changes before, so we're going to leave it alone and we're going to double check to see what happens. So we're going to go ahead and hit make, right? So let's see what happens. So, that is so awesome. All right, so it stayed the same. So now we are free to go ahead and put the two different colors that we would want on our decal, right? On our paper and be all set. Now, for instance, I'm going to actually show you guys a pretty cool trick that you can do, all right, to get everything on one sheet. So if you see here, this is going to be about a little bit more than 5 inches, right? And then if you were to click on the other mat, it's the same thing. It's about 5 inches. So I'm going to show you a quick trick. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit cancel, all right? And then we are just going to change the colors to like the same color, all right? So we basically will have 2 pieces on our mat of 2 different colors, all right? So we're going to hit make it, right? So once we do that, as you can see, I'm going to slide it over. We'll have 2 different pieces, all right? Now, I'm going to show you on camera what it looks like when we have the 2 colors selected and put on your mat. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. I'm going to try to figure out how to do like a picture-in-picture, but if I can't do that, I'll definitely show you how to do it the best I can, all right? Let's get into it.
All right, so for today's project, we're going to be using 2 colors that are kind of the same, and they looked a little bit like what we had on screen. So I'm going to go ahead and get these cut. I I'm ready to see what this looks like. These are going to be so pretty together. All right, let's go. Okay, so as you can see here, it ended up getting bent. Like this right here ended up folding up. I had to get a brand new mat. This is why I always say try to have brand new mats on deck, or just have a few brand new mats. If you know you're running low, try to order some more. I do use these instead of Cricut. I find them to be a lot more cheaper, as I don't like to wash or clean my mat. Anyway, all right, so everything cut out nice and neat, as you can see. Let's go ahead and get these weeded. Now, one thing that I will say to you is if you are working with vinyl, before you go ahead and hit that eject button, be sure, please be sure to double check, simply by, like, you see here how you have like a little inner of the like the letter. Just try to poke that out. It's hard to do this on camera. Try to poke that out and see how easy it is to come off, okay? That'll give you a gauge to kind of see if everything's gonna come off, or you can always lift up the corner of one of these pieces and get it together. Now your vinyl should peel up easily this way. If it doesn't, then maybe you may want to look into the vinyl that you're using. There are certain brands I stay away from, as I find them difficult to work with. Not that I can't work with them, but I just try not to use. Now, this is hard to weed sometimes because I'm trying to do this on camera. There you go. It's a lot harder. There you go. All right. So this may seem like a little bit of a waste to me of vinyl, but as I said to you guys, like, I've got a lot of this and gotta get rid of it. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull these off of here and go and grab my transfer tape so I can show you guys how to get this all set. And I'm actually gonna be using some parchment paper, something that I don't always do, but we're gonna do it to show you guys. So let's get started with that. All right, so I wanted to show you guys something. Like, I get my parchment paper from the Dollar Tree. It's like $1.25. But all right, the next thing that I want to show you is very similar to stickers. So like if I were to pull this off, like everything would get all bent. You see how it's like getting bent? So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to do this and bend your mat instead of your vinyl. And as long as you work on a clean surface, your mat shouldn't have any problems. All right. Now I'm gonna grab my thing, and I'm gonna have to show you guys a cute hack to do this with. I'll put that together later. Okay, so as you guys can see here on screen, I've got my 2 pieces of vinyl. I've got my parchment tape, and I have my transfer tape. So what I'm gonna do is, because this one, let's see, spooky. Yeah, I think, let me see. I want to make sure this fits in here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the bigger one. So what I usually do, right? And you see, you guys probably wondering what I just did. So when I don't know if you can kind of see that. Can you see the S through the paper? So what you want to do is you want to see like what would have been easier. So if I were to put this one on here, like, I don't know. It looks like it'll fit, but like super tight. Let's see. So it looks like it'll fit if I were to put it that way. So, I mean, what's the worst thing? If this doesn't work out, the worst thing that I'll do is I'll show you something different. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab our transfer tape. We are going... Sorry for the racket. We're going to grab my tool. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this on here like so. All right. And if you notice, I'm trying to get, hold on, guys. I'm trying to get like a lip up here. You see how there's more up here? And I'm going to show you a reason why in a moment. Let's go ahead and varnish this really well. So we're just going to use this as a tool. Now, when you're doing this, right, try not to do this too much. Always try to like, it's weird in how to explain it. Like, you don't ever want to do this. You see how like it gets stuck? But if I were to do this, it goes nice. But if I do this, it gets like, okay. So hopefully you guys see what I'm saying. It's hard to explain. All right, so now that I have this on here, let's just double check and make sure that this is gonna be easy. Because if it's not, yep, okay. All right, so again, these cutting settings drive me crazy. Once Cricut did this, I'm still looking for a way to cut off my paper and my vinyl in one shot. Like I used to use like outdoor vinyl and stuff like that, and it worked just perfectly fine for me. And now, like, no matter what I do, everything gets stuck. So I have to like go about it this way. I'm gonna have to seriously sit down very soon and try to figure out some new ways in which to do this. All right, so when you're doing this stuff, try not to actually touch the vinyl parts. You can touch any part of the transfer tape, but as you see, as I'm peeling this back, we have a little bit of white, that's fine. You have your tool. You're just going to lift up that paper just a bit. Be careful to not stab the vinyl too much, because if you do, you may get a hole on the opposite side, all right? And that's not something we're gonna want. So it looks like we are almost done here. Okay, so now that we got this off of here, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this out. Let's throw this out. Now, the next thing that we're gonna do, and it's getting warm in here, I don't have my fan. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna just take our parchment paper and we're gonna put it over our decal, all right? Just like that. So we have kind of like them separated from each other, okay? Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab our other piece. This might be better being done on a mat. What we're gonna see. All right, so I kind of like the way that looks there. So what I'm gonna do is once I have it in a spot where I know it's gonna look good, I'll just adhere, right? Like the top portion of it. I'll pull this off gently. Okay. And now, nope. I'm gonna do this again. We're gonna put it on a mat. You know what? I'm gonna make this easy for you guys. I haven't used this in a long time, and it becomes frustrating for me. That's why I don't ever do this. I do know how to do it. Let's get this on here. I'll show you 1, 2, 3. Watch. So we'll get this on here good and nice. Let's make sure it's straight, because that helps, you know? All right, so we'll get the paper on there as well. Okay, so the paper doesn't move. Okay, now, here we go again. Let's go. So we're just gonna take our paper, all right, and we're gonna just eyeball it. You should be able to see how it's gonna fit nice and neat in there. So once that looks like that, right, we're gonna go ahead and just press this portion down here. You see right up here? Let me get this closer. So you'll have your transfer tape. This is your rear piece. This is gonna be your parchment paper, and then this is your new one. So you're just gonna hold right here, right? You're gonna remove this parchment paper as best as you can. Okay. I have like, I watch anime and I'm like, I have a song completely stuck in my head. All right. So now that you've got your parchment paper out of the way, you are going to grab your varnish tool and you are just going to start going slowly, as you can see. And you're just going to start pressing it down so you're not getting any air bubbles, because the last thing that you're going to want is some air bubbles, okay? Now, I'm going to peel off the transfer tape just because I want to have you guys see what everything looks like. You can actually leave your transfer tape on once you have it on, but me personally, because I'm showing you guys, I want to get this off of here. Okay, so as you can see how I'm pulling it off, that's one of the easiest ways. And when you go to apply your decal, you should try to do the same thing. Now, as you can see, I'm missing a letter. Isn't that cool? Now, if something like that were to happen to you, okay, you grab my trusty tweezers, all right? You know what? Let's just go ahead and lift it up. We should be able to do that. Yep. All right. So we're going to do the same thing. So if something like that were to happen to you, all you have to simply do, right, is just kind of eyeball it a little bit. Eyeball it. And again, just get it back on there. There's no worries. People make mistakes. I make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, you know? The biggest thing here when you're working with anything with your Cricut is not to get discouraged. It's easy to get discouraged and it's hard to do, you know, things sometimes. And you'll be like, you know what? I don't want to do this, or I don't think I can. You totally can do it. All right, I'm sorry. I'm putting up my hair because it's so totally hot in here. All right, so as you can see, we do have a little bit of a damage on ours because, you know, I didn't use a good mat. I used kind of a dirty mat. I don't like to use dirty mats when I'm filming for you guys. But again, as you can see, this is in there and it messed up the vinyl a little bit. But this is a pretty nice decal. All right, let's go into the next portion of the video. Okay, I had to grab some water. I was totally hot and I totally forgot that I had a window in my room, so I wouldn't have been burning up while making this video for you guys. But yep, this is the decal that we were making, the two separate colors as I was showing you. Even showed you what to do if something got stuck. I think these are pretty cool. I happen to like specialty vinyls like this. If you can get your hands on stuff like this, I would definitely try it out because it looks super cool. It's kind of hard to get it on camera, so I'm gonna kind of like move it around just so you guys can see see how like you see the colors? That's what it looks like when I hold it in here. But for some reason, when I show you guys on camera, it just looks like one color. But this is, so that's what it looks like when I'm in here on the top portion. See how it's like the purple and the pinkish? All right, so you have made a decal that has two colors without layering. I don't know exactly what to call this, but it's a two-color decal. It's two colors. All right, so if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to like. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, as that helps me out and makes my channel grow and lets me know that I'm helping you guys out. And if you don't, that's okay too. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Whew, it's hot, man. Whew. And again, if you wanted to, if it doesn't have a crease and you wanted to sell this, you would always want to make sure you put your transfer tape and stuff like that. All right. So the next video that I hope to release is going to be a good one. It's either going to be about decals or it's going to be about stickers. You know me. So let's go ahead and till next time. See ya. Bye.